All right, so I have put off talking about this story because God bless it, it's a hard one, but it's got to be talked about. Uh, Multiple news sources. This is Fox, but went on CNN, ABC, pretty much anybody. Suspect 13 in murder of Barnard College student Tessa Majors ordered held without bail. 13. 13 years old, and there's three young suspects, all between 13 and 14. Let's read the story. The 13-year-old boy accused of attacking murdered Barnard College freshman Tessa Majors testified in court Friday that he handed a knife to his friend, who then stabbed Majors so brutally that he saw feathers come out of her jacket. God bless it, man. The teen, who is not being identified by Fox News or any of the other organizations either, was ordered held without bail by New York Family Court Judge Karen Lupoloff. He is charged with second-degree murder, first and second-degree robbery, and criminal possession of a weapon. 13 years old. This young man, along with two other gentlemen, went with the purpose of robbery. They passed up their first potential victim, went for her, probably because they seen she was like an easy target. You see these people, I don't care what age they are, 13, 92, whatever age, doesn't matter. They're like coyotes. They're like wolves. They like to seek the weaker victims. They don't want to seek prey that may fight back. So they probably saw this young lady and figured she would be an easy victim. It's a sad story, man. The teen, sorry about that. The New York Police Department reportedly picked up the teen Thursday night on suspicion of criminal trespassing at an apartment near where Majors died. The news station reported that the suspect began to discuss the murder and made statements implicating himself. The teen told the court he and two accomplices entered Morningside Park in Manhattan on Wednesday evening, intending to commit a robbery. After opting against robbing the first person they came across, the teen told detectives his friend dropped a knife while putting Majors in a chokehold. 13, man. 13 and 14. Just, God bless it, man. And who do you blame? Who do you blame? Do you blame society as a whole? Do you blame the young teens? Do you blame the parents? Who do you blame? Everybody wants to blame somebody when something like this happens. Everybody wants to say, man, but who do you blame? Who? I kind of think it's a combination of all the above. The teen suspect picked up the knife and handed it back to his friend before making a slashing motion at his throat. So he basically picked up the knife, handed it to his friend, and said, told him to kill her. Wow. Then saw his friend stab Majors. He told police that his accomplice said Majors had bitten him on the finger during the struggle. Yeah, of course. She was fighting for her life. Look at that. What a waste. The teen told police he watched his accomplice remove her wallet, and then the three boys went home. She was only 18 years old. Dang, man. Dang. Just tragic. The teen's attorney argued he only observed his friend kill Majors and testified about what his friend did. The attorney argued that the teen is not a threat to the community and asked for parole while he lives with his aunt and uncle. Bullshit. He is a threat. He participated. He went out with the intent to commit a robbery. He picked up the knife, made the slashing motion, basically encouraging his friend to murder her. No. He's just as culpable, in my opinion. You are more than entitled to your opinion. And you are more than entitled, and in fact welcome in the comments section to tell me why I'm wrong in believing that he is just as culpable. He picked up the knife. He handed it to his friend. He went out with the intent to commit a robbery. Just the act of going out with the intent to commit robbery means that you know that there's a chance that there's going to be violence. Then making a slash motion across his neck with his fingers, indicating to his friend, killer. No, he's just as culpable, and he is a threat to the community. Don't let him out. The teen who testified in family court today was the first to face trial. Another teen is currently in detention, and a third is being actively sought, a police source told Fox News. All three juveniles appeared to be between 13 and 14 years old. So 4 lives. 4 lives effectively ruined for what? How much money do you think they got off of a freshman college student? A food card? A library card? Maybe $1 or $2? I don't know many college students that have a lot of money, and I certainly don't know a lot of college students that carry a lot of money with them. I don't know what. I mean, I know. 13 and 14, they're young, dumb, and full of cum, and they don't know how the world works. But you know what? They still need to be held accountable. They still need to be held accountable for their actions and for their thought process. Nobody wins. 4 lives effectively thrown away. It's tragic. Majors, an 18-year-old freshman, was discovered unconscious with multiple stab wounds about the body near a staircase in Manhattan's Morningside Park just before 7 p.m. Wednesday, police said earlier this week. The president of the college described her as an artist and a musician. She played instruments and wrote songs, and just recently performed the first big gig in New York City. So she was just barely getting her start, had a break. She's probably happy, seeing her whole life ahead of her. And here are these 3 young juveniles, for nefarious intentions, end her life and their own lives in the process. For what? What money did they get from a freshman college student? What did they even think they would get from a freshman college student? Nothing. College students are broke. Yeah, we don't care how many people the college has in there. What a tragic story. And who do you blame? I mean, where do you go from here? It was a knife, so you can't blame a gun. So do we ban knives now? Do we copy our brothers and sisters across the pond and ban knives? Then we don't really have any way to protect us. If guns are banned and knives are banned, how do we protect ourselves against criminals that have knives and guns? Because the criminals don't care. These 3 young individuals didn't care. They didn't care about a life. A life was worthless to them. Absolutely worthless to them. And interestingly enough, all the reports have been very, very, very careful to keep the race of the 3 individuals out of the news, which generally means that they don't want people to see it. I don't believe race has a thing to do with it. It's just interesting how some cases race is the number one thing, and in some cases it isn't. But man, what a tragic story. Where do we go from here? What do we do? Violence is never the answer, people. You're ruining your own life as well as another life. I don't care who you are, what sex you are, what race you are. It doesn't matter to me. I don't give a crap. You do you. But when you get to the point where you are affecting negatively people around you, then that becomes an issue. But what do we do? How do we prevent this? What do we do? What do we talk about? It wasn't a gun, so they can't go there. They can't say, well, it was this gun and let's ban that. It was a knife. What can we learn from it? That there are evil people in the world and to be careful. It's a tragic story. God dang, it's a tragic story. And I do find it kind of interesting that, like, really as far as the race goes, Some stories, race is the top topic, some it's not. How about we just stop the racism? I liked Morgan Freeman when he said, you want to stop racism? Stop talking about it. I just find it interesting how some stories it's the top topic and some stories it's not. And more often than not, it depends on the race of the perpetrator on whether race is the top story. And I'll be honest here, and you can call me out on it if you like, but look, patterns show to me that if a white individual attacks a black person, the race is the top story. That's just patterns. If the perpetrator is a black person, then race is not the top story. How about we apply even-handed? Either reveal it for everyone or reveal it for no one. Personally, reveal it for no one because I don't care. I don't care. It has no bearing on the particulars of the case itself. It's tragic. I wish things like this would never happen. But we got to learn about this. We got to know about it. And we have to move on in the future. And we have to try to do better. We have to try to do things. How could we have prevented this? Hell, I don't know. If anybody has the perfect answer, dear God, do us all a favor and leave a comment on what the perfect answer is. There is no perfect answer. There's none. It's a tragic story. It should never happen. It should never happen. And this is me speaking from a lifetime of violence. This is me speaking from a lifetime of, God dang, I don't even know how I survived. I should have died so many times. Violence is not the answer, people. Leave your comments, like, and subscribe. But be good to each other, man. Be good to each other. We're in this together. We live here together. And besides, you do good to one person, the goodness can come back. It's the idiots in the world that stop the goodness from happening. I love you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.